So, okay, what happens when it finishes? Well, they didn't know what to do. Of course, as usual in the army, they didn't know what to do with us. So I was sent to the Intelligence Corps depot, which by then was at Oudenarde Barracks in Aldershot. I hung around there for a couple of weeks, and then they said, "Oh, you're going to the Far East." So I had a fortnight's embarkation leave, and then got on a ship at Tilbury, the Otranto, which is an Orient Line boat being converted into a troop ship. And we sailed for Singapore, and I hung around there for a bit, and then somebody said, "Oh, you're going to Burma." So there were 4 of us, and 2 went to Hong Kong and 2 went to Burma. The people who spoke Mandarin went to Hong Kong. The people who spoke Cantonese went to Burma, where the Chinese all spoke Mandarin. And so anyway, I arrived in Rangoon and another transit camp, and hung about there for a fortnight, and then they found a place for me in a field security section in Mandalay. And I can remember this date very clearly, 19th of July. We arrived in Mandalay, and as soon as I got there, they said, "Oh, the Burmese cabinet have been assassinated." And in town, people are saying the British did it, you see. So we were the only unit outside the fort in Mandalay, so we were a bit worried what would happen at night. So we went to bed with guns by the bed, and of course nothing happened. I was sent to Musée, which was just my cup of tea, because this was a beautiful place in the Shuili Valley. It was right on the Chinese border, and then further on you could go up to China, up to the Chinese, where the Burma Road crossed into China. The police inspector there was a friend of ours, and so we used to go and visit him. And we could drive over into China, and nobody stopped you. And we used to go and visit the Chinese customs officer there, who was a very cultivated gentleman, spoke perfect English. He wore a long blue gown, and we used to chat to him in his office. And he was interesting. It was called the China Maritime Customs, but of course we're nowhere near the sea. You couldn't go anywhere further from the sea. But we used to wonder, this chap, what did he do wrong that he was sent to this godforsaken place? Then it struck me perhaps it wasn't so godforsaken. It was a border crossing point, and there's obviously a lot of opportunity for graft there. It was probably a plum post. And the thought that we could travel, at government expense with a truck of our own, anywhere we liked, more or less, visiting little towns and eating in the coffee shops and things, and everybody's so friendly, they're all keen to please you, and we made lots of friends there. And travelling through the country, there's all this beautiful mountain scenery, and then Maymyo itself was a civilised place, because that had been the summer seat of the government. And
talks about Burma a lot, and I think he wants to go back there. We had gone back as a family once, except for Mum, and he was thrilled by that trip. But I think he wants to do it to go back to areas that he actually had been to, and he keeps a very lively interest on what's happening in the politics. And in these recent weeks, the monks and nuns are all now taking a positive stand. I think Dad is very happy about that.